I don't think there is anybody that this extraordinary woman hasn't touched, and it's been in one way a privilege to sit here this morning and to speak to so many amazing people who've shared their amazing stories about Olivia. You met her and Dickie this morning. I mean, that was heartbreaking in so many ways, but so powerful as he talked through that relationship.
It's just a privilege to see her and be one of the people who were able to feel that connection directly. But so many indirectly as well. DC and Sylvia join us now too with the tissues. I mean, it's this woman, DC, and you had the opportunity to work with her and know her as well.
Yeah, I met her in 2001 during Shout because of Johnny O'Keefe's connection to her. And she came backstage, and I was trying to define it this morning, but she had this incredible capacity of being this superstar that we all know and love. I grew up watching that Xanadu clip over and over again in Greece and all the other things that she did, and I Will Always Love You broke all of our hearts as Peter Allen wrote that song and gave it to her. But when she met you, she was the star, but also felt like you knew her, like she was the girl next door. That wasn't just for me. That was for every single person that she met. You heard that story then at the Wellness Centre. And we brought her out, my wife and I brought her out. We were directors of the Cabaret Festival in Adelaide. She was our last headline act. She said yes immediately, and she came out, and then she cheekily said to me, "So you'll sing the Danny part then?" And I'm like, "Do the what?" And so you know, when you're in theatre or you do stuff like in showbiz all the time, you just go, "Oh yeah, for sure, yeah, no worries." And then I walked on stage and I turned and looked in front of like 2,000 people in Adelaide. And she went, "Tell me about it, stud." And I just, you just freeze. You think, this is the dream. I had this dream, and it was in high school, and now it's happening. And then you shimmy with her like at the Shake Shack. And, you know, I got to sing with her so many times. She was an incredible artist. As a vocalist, she was immaculate. I did a duet with her on her album with, Delta, and a few other people did it as well. And she would produce our vocals for us. She was so incredible. I think Chong Lim, the great Chong Lim, who worked with her on John's Christmas album and the tours, the main events, he told me the same thing. He said, mate, she would take John to town and just be like, this is the harmony, this is what I'm going to do. I mean, she was an amazing vocalist. She was an incredible artist, an amazing professional. And I can't tell you how touching it is to know you can meet one of your heroes like that, and they are just incredible. And she was like that to everybody. We all are feeling the same thing. It's a national mourning right now.
Well, you've had a lot of history with Olivia. And I think this morning we've been reminded, watching you guys this morning, watching the show, and you've done a beautiful job of honouring her memory this morning. And we've been reminded, I think, from LA to Sydney to every corner of Australia of her unbelievable ability to connect with everyone, whether she's met you or not. I never had the privilege of meeting her, and I feel it deeply this morning, and so do people watching at home. But you had that great opportunity, but also the opportunity at one of the G'day LA events, which we know she was so proud to be a part of, to represent Australia on that level. And tell us about that, performing for her, not necessarily with her.
We'd done one prior at Carnegie Hall where we all just sang our own songs.
Just Carnegie Hall.
Just Carnegie Hall. But then I had to do one.
Down the road to the right.
I put it together. Dickie was hosting it, and they said, "Oh, can you do the musical act? It would just be a big tribute to Aussie music." So we did this mega medley, and Jess Malboy and I did it, and I arranged the medley with the guys over there. And then one of the centerpieces was Hopelessly Devoted, and they said, "Oh, Olivia will be there." I'm like, "Oh, don't make me sing Hopelessly Devoted to her." And I did, and she got up and we danced and I sang with her. But that was the thing. She was just she was so gracious and so genuine. And she would talk about Greece till the cows come home. She'd talk about her love of show business. She'd talk about Chloe, and she would absolutely champion that wellness centre. And you think about all those people, Karl, as you know, you saw them. And I was hearing it on the radio interviews I was doing this morning about her. People saying, my sister passed away, but she loved Olivia, and she passed away from breast cancer, and it was her inspiration. Those stories keep on coming.
No, she just spent time there, and it took it out of her, and she didn't reflect on her own pain and her own suffering. She just gave all of herself constantly. We've gone into the vault. We've gone into the vault that only I have access to, which is scary.
I don't want to know what else.
They left you the keys?
There's a lot. There's a lot in there.
Can we burn some of that vault?
No, it's all there. It's all there. Forevermore. Here is a great duet. Take a look at this.
Oh, wow. Honestly, that was the second time we did it together, singing that song. Look, she dragged you like...
Hey.
You'd have to do all the choreo, and you have... She just assumes you know it because we grew up with it. And you know what? You do know it.
You do know it.
And that's... we're going to speak a lot on the show today with a lot of people. Richard Marks is going to speak to her about her today on our show. Dickie will be back with us. We've got a lot of people talking about it.
Well done to you guys.
Well
Thank
done,
you very
guys.
much for such a beautiful tribute to Olivia Newton-John.
And all that.
G'day, it's Ali.
And Karl.
Thanks for watching the Today YouTube channel.
Subscribe now for brand new videos every day and exclusive bonus clips.
Ali, say please.
Please? Why?
Please. I don't know.